LA criminals came to my home, pointing guns at my chest. After successfully defending my home and my family, and my 5-month-old child, California is now deciding to suspend my Second Amendment. It was a quiet evening, and as I was coming home from the gym, with 2 armed men, masked, hopped over the wall, ran down on me with guns, and the most terrifying part was, my wife and my 5-month-old baby were on the other side of that door.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about Cuckoo for Cocoa Puff World, which means that we got to talk about California, because none of you may be surprised, but liberals and Democrats are doing things out there that make no sense. Like, for example, they are punishing law-abiding citizens for defending themselves against criminals, right? This is something that happens quite a bit out there, right? Because liberal laws, liberal politicians are ass backwards, right? And this story is as ass backwards as it gets, okay? It involves a father who pulled out a gun to defend himself against armed robbers who were trying to rob him as he was coming home from the gym, okay? He went up to his door to try to unlock his door, and armed robbers came behind him, tried to rob him. He pulled out his gun, and he fended off the young scholars, the young thugs, the young criminals that were trying to rob him. Now, his family was also in the house, so you could argue that not only did he defend himself, he defended his family as well too, but now he's been punished for it, okay? Because, again, places like California, Los Angeles, they're ass backwards places, right? They love punishing law-abiding citizens, when, at the end of the day, I mean, this man is lucky to be alive, considering the fact that these armed robbers showed up to his house at night. And sometimes it can be hard to spot criminals at night, which is why the sponsor of this video is Night Watch Pro. Night vision binoculars are the coolest pieces of tech that anybody can have, but until recently, they've just been too expensive for the average Joe. Luckily, newer models have caused prices to come way down. If you enjoy fishing, hunting, spotting wildlife, or you just want to keep an eye out for potential intruders or young scholars or criminals after dark, you'll find a good pair of night vision binoculars very useful. This is why myself and tens of thousands of others are getting Night Watch Pros. Night Watch Pros affordably allow anyone to see with predator-like vision in pitch darkness. They're highly effective for watching wildlife, scenic viewing, surveillance, patrol detection, home protection, and much more. Plus, they include high-end night vision features such as 4K video recording, a clear HD display, 5x zoom, anti-shake technology, and a long-lasting rechargeable battery. Tens of thousands of 5-star reviews back up the idea that Night Vision Pros are the best choice for night vision binoculars on the market. So this holiday season, give the gift of protection to your loved ones. Place your order for the Night Watch Pro now, and you'll receive exclusive free access to Prepper's Peak newsletter, free express shipping, and last but not least, 100% lifetime replacement guarantee. Simply go to nightwatchpro.com, use promo code Black Friday to get 25% off to take advantage of this deal before it runs out.
Attempted home invasion caught on camera, but the unsuspecting homeowner winds up pulling a gun on his attackers. I'm Jory Rand.
I'm Michelle Fisher. That homeowner speaking out about the frightening ordeal to Eyewitness News reporter Sophie Flay. She is live in Koreatown with that story for us tonight. Sophie.
Michelle, we spoke to the man who defended himself and his family after 2 intruders tried to enter his home. He wanted to remain anonymous because this is still an ongoing investigation. Terrifying surveillance video shows a masked intruder with a gun run up to this mid-city man about to walk in his front door. The homeowner pulls out his gun to defend himself, firing shots at the 2 intruders, quickly entering a shootout.
I guess they decided to try to come at me and come in the house, but I have a 5-month-old baby and a wife, nanny in the house, and that wasn't going to happen. There was nothing in my house that was worth dying for, but I was willing to die for my family.
The shootout happened Saturday night around 7:30. The homeowner walks to the front door, grabbing for his keys. 2 intruders jump the front gate. One intruder runs up to the front door. The mid-city man throws his tea, pulls out his gun, and starts shooting.
And out of nowhere, I felt someone run up behind me, put something to my back, and then put a pistol to my back, and somebody else running up.
When shots are fired, the intruders disperse. One fires back, scrambling to hop over the side fence. The other hops over the front gate and runs away. After the attack, the family filed a report with the LAPD Olympic Division.
It's a matter of time before these people are going to get caught. I think they should just pick a new career before they do end up in jail.
We reached out to LAPD Olympic Division for more information about the suspects, but did not hear back. Live in Koreatown, Sophie Flay, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Now, in a normal world, most people would hear a story like this and say, hey, thank God this man is alive. Thank God that he was able to defend himself and also his family. Let's hope that the intruders, the armed robbers, the thugs, the criminals, possible gang members, let's hope they get arrested and locked up and we throw away the key, right? However, we don't live in a normal world, okay? So that's not the end of the story because this father is actually being punished after defending himself and his family with his firearm because he, quote unquote, yelled at cops when they arrived. So let's read about this, a story that, again, could only happen in a place that is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs like Los Angeles. A Los Angeles father who pulled a gun on masked intruders when they tried to break into his luxury home has revealed he has been stripped of his firearm permit. In a video for the National Rifle Association, Vince Reese said his concealed carry license was revoked after he was attacked by two men at his $2 million house. After successfully defending my home and my family and my 5-year-old child, California has now decided to suspend my Second Amendment rights, Reese said. The entrepreneur, who is the CEO of a photo studio, told Fox News the sheriff's office called him on Thursday, telling him it was due to him, quote, yelling at officers. He had previously blasted the LAPD for sloppy police work, including their alleged negligence in picking up casings shattered near his home as evidence. Okay, so this guy is criticizing police, right? And in retaliation for criticizing them, this guy has his concealed carry permit stripped, which makes absolutely zero sense at all, right? It's from so many different perspectives, especially from a law enforcement perspective, because you should not let your feelings or your hurt feelings get in the way of common sense, right? And ensuring that law-abiding citizens can continue to defend themselves, okay? First and foremost, we have a guy that lives in a $2 million home, so he probably lives in a wealthier part of California. As you guys saw in video, his house is gated, right? Not that it really stopped the intruders from hopping over the gate and getting in, but still, I mean, he lives in a gated home. I mean, clearly he values, self-protection. And had he not been armed, then he could have died, right? Because he had his concealed carry permit, because he was following the law, he was being a law-abiding citizen, and he defended himself lawfully. That is why he's still alive. So basically what the police are doing, because allegedly they're mad that he was yelling at them, is that they're basically putting the man's life at risk. They're putting a target on his back. Because now people are going to know that, hey, this guy's unarmed. Or he legally should be unarmed, right? That doesn't mean that he's actually unarmed. But legally, he should be unarmed, which could make him a target. Okay, he's already a target because he's wealthy, or he lives in a wealthier part of LA. So what sense does it make, even from a law enforcement perspective, to strip a man who basically fended off criminals, who prevented the story from being a lot worse than it was, prevented the police from having to do a lot more work than they would normally have to do? Okay, again, if this situation turned deadly, why strip him of his concealed carry permit, right? Are you really that petty, right? Are you that petty? Apparently so. DailyMail.com has reached out to the LAPD for comment on November 4th, just after Reese returned home to his gated LA home. Two armed men jumped his fence and tried to force their way into his house. Footage of the gunman or the gunfight revealed the moment in which he was approached by one of the masked assailants at about 7:30 p.m. In a swift attempt to defend himself, his wife, 5-year-old, and nanny inside, Reached for his gun and started a shootout with the intruders. Obtaining a concealed carry permit in California is more difficult than other states, with the Reached telling Fox News Digital it took him months to process it. Yeah, again, they do everything they can to prevent law-abiding citizens from being able to arm themselves, right? To legally carry and to fight back against the thugs and the criminals. Meanwhile, they're getting softer and softer and softer and softer on criminals, emboldening criminals, and stuff like this is only going to make it worse, right? It's only going to make it worse. See, this is why you got to get the hell out of Democrat-run cities, right? You have to get the hell out of Democrat-run cities. If you're a conservative and you're living in one of these cities and you have the option to move, right, like reasonably you can move, you definitely should, okay? Because they're going to be, I mean, they already are, but they're headed down the path of basically becoming third world cities, right? This is what's happening to these liberal cities in this country, okay? In California, residents over the age of 18 can legally carry firearms on private property and residences without a permit or license. Quote, my situation is unique because it happened at my front door, all on camera, he said, but this happens time and time again all over the country. People sweep it under the rug because it doesn't behoove their political agenda. The fact is, evil will always exist. Yeah, you're right. And again, what's just as evil as the people that tried to rob you are the police for being so petty about this. Again, allegedly, this is why they stripped this guy of his concealed carry permit. Now, we need to hear back from them to get their side of the story. But if this is true, again, this is petty and this is evil. Right? Because police, I would argue, are putting this man's life in danger because he should be able to carry not just his own private residence, but also out in the streets, right? While he's out. Again, especially as a guy that's a CEO, of what probably is a company that's doing very well. He definitely needs the means to defend himself. And again, the cops stripping him of that after a situation in which he had to use his gun for self-defense is silly, right? And people should be outraged over it. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.